Hey guys, and welcome to Dee Talk Live, Mondays Love Talk. How is everyone going? How are we doing? It's like I haven't seen you guys in like ages. How are we all going? What are we all doing? I am so excited about tonight's live. We're so much fun. We have so many crazy stories that have come through about this specific topic tonight. It's hilarious. It is so funny. Tonight we are talking about an amazing love topic called What's Your Crazy Ex Story? Because so many times when we're in relationships, we tend to get involved with specific people that fundamentally build the foundation we hence create for ourselves eventually in other relationships. And we get to understand and recognize who we should be wasting our time with and who we shouldn't be wasting our time with. Also, the fact that when you're in a specific relationship, you need to understand what specific aspects this relationship brings to you. And many of the times, I think it has a lot to do with when a person comes back in your life, per se. It's all about the ego. It's all about what was driven throughout the person in order for them to want to come back into your life. Did they have specific issues that made them insecure while you were with them? Were they jealous of you? Were there self-issues happening that you weren't aware of? Was it something that was really pinpointing their mindset that wasn't communicated, wasn't the message going through, right? And many times we get exes that come back and haunt us and plague us in a sense where they're just crazy and they don't leave us alone. It's like when you speak to somebody that initially you have an attraction with or you share an attraction with, but then later on throughout that relationship, you figure out that it's just not working out and it's, maybe it's one-sided. You might be feeling, that you're feeling something more than the other person. So I'm going to give it as an example because sometimes we tend to feel more about a specific person where the other person's not feeling the same way. And we understand and we move on and we keep on traveling down the road of finding that partner that we might want to spend the rest of our lives with, right? I'm talking generally speaking because everybody has a different relationship take on what they want in a relationship and if they want a relationship or if they just want to be seeing somebody. Okay, but then you have your crazy ex-girlfriend or your crazy ex-boyfriend stories. And I've got many of those that I had gone through. And when I was younger, I remember there was an actual story. And the reason why we brought this up tonight was this specific question, this topic, why we're talking about it, was because one of my viewers, and she knows who she is, and I'm not going to mention her, she actually has spoken to me about so many of her crazy ex-boyfriend stories. And hilariously enough, they include her now present husband, which is phenomenal. Like, these stories were hilarious, okay? So years ago, she was involved with somebody who, yes, exactly, crazy ones, Jace. So there was a situation where she was involved with this guy. Anyway, and they were going to get married and blah, blah, blah. Push came to shove. She used her intuition because he had gone away on a weekend trip with the boys. But she felt something was wrong. She felt something was happening. She didn't know, but she had a feeling, right? And remember what I say about our gut instincts and our intuition. Always use it because it's a dynamic tool in order to verify specific things in your life, especially if you are thinking or assuming in one sense that somebody is cheating on you. Because many times that gut of yours, that stomach of yours, that intuition of yours is 110% right. And that's what happened in my case, okay? How is everybody? I'm going to say hello to everybody now. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on this amazing topic. It's hilarious. So basically, when I was younger, so I was 19 years old, I was in my first real relationship, right, with my boyfriend at that stage, okay? And it's really funny because back in those days, we were young, we were innocent, we were naive, so I had no recollection of anything. It was the first time I was actually in a relationship. And he was my first boyfriend, so I thought, you know, the sun shone out of his ass, and, you know, that was it for me. I was like, oh, yes, you know, I'm in love. It was the whole puppy dog stage, facade, whatever you want to call it. So we started dating, and we were together for a little while. But then one night, and at that stage in my life, I was going through transformation as well, because in that time period, my uncle had died in the Athens earthquake. It was in 1999. Okay, so there was a lot going on in my family as well. We had family, obviously, situations happening, deaths, blah, blah, blah. Also, my mum's best friend wasn't well at the time. So there was a lot going on. So basically, I was pretty much just trying to fathom it all and understand it. And what gave me security and what actually gave me comfort was the fact that I could actually talk to my boyfriend about these things. Okay? One weekend, and a lot of you may know this club called Heat nightclub, which is not anymore. It's at Crown Casino. It happened. It happened a long time ago. This specific situation, incident, let's just say, and I was obviously 19 at the time. So we had gone to Heat nightclub, and while we were at Heat nightclub, I hadn't gone to Heat nightclub. Sorry, because obviously we were mourning. We had grief in the family. Okay, so my boyfriend had gone to Heat nightclub. And he'd gone with his mates, and per se, similar situations as my other friend, which is, I'm going to bring that story up as well because it's quite interesting. He cheated on me, right? And that night. And I had found out the week after, because not only wasn't he acting like he normally did, so there was obviously changes in his behavior, the way he acted towards me. Obviously, the guilty conscience came up. A lot of things came up, you know, for clearing in that way, like in its substance, okay? And what actually set it off for me was my gut. My gut triggered it and said, oh my God, something's going on, I don't understand. And his friends would actually not even say, well, I would ask them, is something wrong with whoever it is, right? We're not going to mention his name. And his friends were like, he needs to tell you, we can't tell you, we really love you. And when I was younger, they used to refer to me as Debbie, because for years my parents didn't know the English translation to Despina. Okay, so Debbie was my nickname, was my name that a lot of my family knows me by. Not many of you know, I'm telling you right now. And that's how he knew me as well. So they're like, we think so highly of you, Debbie. You're such a, you know, a great girl. You know, we really respect you, but we can't actually tell you. And then I remember him taking me to Williamstown Beach, and me asking him and pretty much trying to get out exactly what it was that had happened. And then obviously he came out and he told me that he cheated on me, which brought up a lot of issues for me. So self-worth issues, wasn't I enough for him? Wasn't I pretty enough? Wasn't I skinny enough? You know, wasn't I smart enough? Wasn't I intelligent enough? So all these things were going through my mind. But I took it with a grain of salt and I left it be. And I was like, okay, this cannot continue. You know, obviously, if you cheat on your partner once, you're going to do it again. Right? That's just how I feel. Especially with fidelity and things like that. I just don't accept anything less than, you know, being honest with the person and not wasting their time. That's how I've always been. Quite clear, precise, and to the point. So that was it. And then throughout the time I was working at McDonald's, and a lot of you would probably know, my first job was at McDonald's when I was 14. And it was hilarious because there was a guy, right? So the girl that my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with, her boyfriend came through drive-through. And lo and behold, little Dee was there about to serve this guy. and I had no idea who he was. So he comes through drive-through, and as he comes through drive-through, he tries to pick me up. And he actually asks me out on a date. And it was hilarious because it was as though, and I don't even know if he even knew who I was at that stage. I'm not sure. But it was crazy. And obviously there were workers where I was working at the time that were friends of the girl. So that was her ex-boyfriend trying to pick me up. So you can imagine what was going on. It was crazy. It was out of this world. In a way, it was karma setting its way back to me and trying in a way to teach people specific lessons. But I didn't see it like that because I didn't take the bait. I didn't want to demoralize myself and go for someone that I did not have feelings for in that way just because I wanted to get back at somebody. And that's how you shouldn't act at all, right? There's no point. It doesn't get you anywhere. Your cup's always going to be empty. That's not me. Okay, long story short, or should I say long story long. Okay, then basically what happened was a few years later, I had met my fiance. So yes, something you guys didn't know about me. I was in a fully committed relationship with someone else who at the time I was crazy about, who I thought, oh, this is it now, you know, because, you know, when you go through relationships, you think, oh yeah, that one's it, the other one's it, you know. But what we're doing is we're actually learning things as we go. So we're being educated by the universe. And we're also being shown specific things in order to get what we really want. So I was at a friend's house, right? And I'm not going to tell you where exactly, but I was at a friend's house. And my ex-boyfriend started contacting me because he found out I had a boyfriend who so happened to be a fiance sort of thing, right? And he was crazy. And then my ex-fiance started calling me saying what's going on. And I started telling him there's this, you know, my crazy ex-boyfriend is trying to come where I am. And, you know, he's saying, I'm going to come and get you and blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, no. He goes, I'm going to come and, you know, and they were going to start brawling and battling it out. And I'm just like, oh my God, this cannot be happening right now. Like, what is going on? And I'm like to my ex-boyfriend, leave me alone. Like, you know, it's done. Like, I don't understand why you need to come back now. Like, what? Because you've realized. Because many times these types of individuals realize that what they had was so wonderful and what they did was so wrong, and they only realize after it's actually happened. Remember, everything is a life lesson. And then they feel so bad that they regret everything that they did in one sense. But then they see that you're happy with somebody else, and then they want to come back in to try and create even more drama. So it's like, really? Come on, guys. Like, you really need to get some help, some healing. You know, you've got your own insecurities, you know, you gave me my own insecurities, like something's not right there, you know. So these are the types of things that, you know, I was talking about. So then he comes, you know, in and tries to, you know, grab me and, you know, how's it going? And I'm like, I'm not coming anywhere near you, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, which is hilarious, which I've said before, and it's not really a short story at all. He actually finds out, so my ex-boyfriend finds out that my ex-fiance is very good friends with his brother's then wife, which is hilarious. They had gone to a party, and I'm not going to say where the party was, but there was a specific individual man who was hassling his brother's wife at the time on a balcony. And my ex-fiance actually rescued her and told that guy where to go. So there was connection. And basically what my ex-boyfriend wanted to do was get his brother to bash my ex-fiance. So it pretty much fell all into place and blew up in his face. That rhymed. But that's what happened. So I was like, these crazy ex-boyfriend and girlfriend stories I don't understand. Like, they just, you know, it was massive. But then I was like, what are the chances? Is it a coincidence? This is crazy. But they were all synchronicities, little parts to the puzzle of my life journey throughout love when I was first starting out on my love journey. And it was just crazy. I was like, what is wrong with these people? I am now very good friends with my ex boyfriend. Still, we are very good friends. He is happy again, which is great. But, you know, those times were just, you know, out of this world. I don't keep any, bad feelings towards anybody. That's just how I am. But I see it as a learning experience, and I see it so wonderful because it wouldn't have molded me into the person that I am now. So the story about my friend, this is how we came to actually talking about this topic, because I think everybody in this world does have many crazy stories that are hilarious. This one tops the cake though. So my friend, as I said, had let her partner, obviously, or allowed him, because in terms of relationships, it's a 50-50 sort of dividend situation in relationships. So she trusted him enough, and he went away on holidays. I'm not going to say where he went. And funnily enough, again, he cheated on her. And she had a premonition. She had a gut feeling. She was like, oh my God, something's going on. And then, lo and behold, the girl that he's cheated on, with, contacts him. And at that specific moment, my girlfriend is right next to his phone and is freaking out, going, who the hell's that? And the message that comes through is saying, I had the best time, I hope da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, so she knew what was going on. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Then I remember her saying that she had contacted her and asked her who obviously she was. I think she had contacted her via his phone, and she had never gone through his phone ever before because she trusted him, right? This was her fiance we're talking about, and saying, oh yeah, they're going to get married, blah, 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 blah. Then pretty much they obviously broke up, he left, and then 2 months later she meets her new boyfriend, who is now her husband, who is a fantastic individual, and he knows who he is, and I love him, and I'm sending him so much love. So he pretty much got involved with my girlfriend. As he got involved with her, a lot of crazy things were happening, and car chases were in the mix, and my girlfriend at the time didn't have a license and still doesn't to this day. But there was road rage, there was heaps of stuff going on. Long story short, it was a hilarious story. And her husband, now that we're speaking about, is a beautiful man who loves her so much. Because somebody that loves you so much to get involved and to make you happy in a sense, and to pretty much show, like, try and dig up evidence on the ex who, let's just say, has done the dirty deed. For a new individual to come in to actually do that, seriously, who would do that? No one would do that. That's crazy, right? But he loved her that much that he wanted to do everything to make her happy. Anyway, and that story was just, it was hilarious. They were even hiding from him because apparently he was following them with the car, and they were going into neighbors' driveways and switching off the lights and not being able to be seen because, he was trying to find them. So there was a lot going on at that stage, but it was hilarious. And there's so many crazy ex stories out there that are pretty much like this, like very similar to this. And a lot of the times it does have to do with how we feel. When you're with somebody, treat them like gold. Remember that. If you're not happy with them, please just tell them. Be truthful to them. Don't lead them on just because you want to have your cake and eat it too. These people deserve love as much as you do and want to be happy like you do. And wasting their time isn't really beneficial, because it comes and bites you in the ass. And it becomes a shit show like no other, which it did for many of us. A lot of these people, they haven't truly found themselves yet. They're not bad people. They just need to really heal and really go and see somebody that might be able to help them in order to be able to continue with the rest of their lives. Because a lot of them do have specific insecurities. They're ego-driven. Always remember that. Always treat a specific person the way that you want to be treated. And especially if they just become crazy, get a restraining order on them so then they can keep away from you if it gets to that point, because sometimes it does, trust me. I've heard many stories. And just, look after yourself and just search for that other individual person that's going to really make you happy. Thank you again to everybody tonight for joining me on Dee Talk Live Love Talk. I've enjoyed being back. I'm so excited. I'm really excited about our Thursday segment as well. Thank you to everybody for your beautiful wishes and messages in regards to my father. He is doing damn fine, which I am so happy about. You can probably hear him in the background because they're nice and loud as these Mediterranean sexy men are. I'll see you guys on Thursday for Dee Talk Live. Thank you again for joining me. Much love, much light, many blessings to everybody. Dee is out. Love you guys so much. Please take care of yourselves. Enjoy your lovely evening. Bye, guys. See you later.